Pastor Baonio, thank you so much for your message on WhatsApp. I appreciate it. I was able to, it just confirmed what the Lord has been speaking to me. You know, we need the company of prophets because that is how we are safe. Sometimes we will receive some things and the Lord will say, don't say it, keep it to yourself. So I'm going to send you a crypto that the Lord highlighted to me. And I'm already in it. So I'll send it to you. It was highlighted, and he said I should, I should only share with some of his servants. Hey, Barry the Great, Barry the Great, how you day? How's it going, my friend? Shebogwen. Um, Lazoy Brand. No, I don't think so. I think I did it. I put a short up just a few minutes ago where I said that I do not believe that it'll see. Listen, I gave a couple of reasons in that short. Maybe I'll give those reasons here too. Number one, the banks. I'll give you 5 reasons, okay, or 4 reasons. Number one, let me say this: the banks will not win. That's not that the title of what I want to tell you now is that the banks aren't going to win. You know why? The banks aren't going to win because there's always something, right, that comes and takes over from something else. There was a time when we were riding horses, donkeys, and camels as our primary means of transportation. The richest people had camels, they had horses. The poor people walked, and some of them had donkeys. That's it. But today, how many people ride donkeys around and horses? And we've even created horses. There's a race where they pretend that they're riding horses. We drive cars around. Please like the video. Give me 14 likes. Okay, give me 14 likes. You have 14 of you in the room. Give me 14 likes. We're being shadow banned, but the Lord will reach the people He wants to reach. And you can't stop the word of the Lord will have free course. And the people that are meant to hear it, they will hear it. And the word transfer will reach whoever. When Moses anointed some people, to become judges under him, there were supposed to be 70 elders. Two of them, Eldad and Medad, were in the camp. The anointing went and found them out there and landed upon them. So it doesn't matter what they do, the powers of the day, what they do. We receive things from the realm of the spirit. That's how we know. Some of the assets that we're invested in were revealed to us in due season. So our God is not worn out. He's not tired. So all these games they are playing. Hey, Pastor Carter, God bless you in Jesus' name. I'm going on tonight at 8 with Kryptonite. If you want to join us, I was thinking of you earlier today, but it's been so busy. If you have time, send me a message on Patreon, and then I can respond to you. I know it's quite late, but at that time, 8 p.m. would be your 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So let me know if it will work for you at all, and you can set your alarm and join us. Would love to have you. So you've been on, we didn't forget you. It's just been the way things are. All right, please like the video to 24 likes. People are not getting the notification, so you help us by making comments, and then we know what things are going. So there's 31 of you now. Please like the video. So back to what I was saying. Somebody asked a very beautiful question here. Are you still on there, Lasoy Brian? You asked a question. That sounds like a Vietnamese name, Lasoy. Am I right? Okay, because I do have a Vietnamese church in my network. Okay, so the banks won't win because number one, they're all greedy. The banks are greedy. The politicians are greedy. The government is greedy for taxes, right? So there's greed. The fintech people, many of them are greedy. What do I mean? They want money. They want to make as much money. The rich never they are not satisfied. So the first thing is greed. And when there's greedy, the greedy starts fighting themselves because the banks want it. The central exchange, they want to make yield. Everybody wants yield. The biggest problem the banks are facing right now is that they want to keep yield to themselves. They want to be the gatekeepers of yield. So that if you make a profit right now, you have $100,000, they know what's coming. It's inevitable. People are going to be multi-millionaires this year. Very, 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 I'm sure of that. The possibility for people who have $10,000 in crypto, $5,000 in crypto, to be shocked by the results they're going to get. I don't know how we're not going to see that. I don't know how we're not going to see that, my friends. So this is why you see there's been a lot of kidnapping of people who have crypto in France, where France is the home of Ledger, because they know if they can get their hands on people's crypto and keep it, it's sure banker fight big money. So the greed has driven the banks to say no. They've been exposed. Instead of allowing this new technology to come. So listen, it is new technology. It is your Netflix canceling out Blockbuster. It is your email canceling out Post Office. It's your computer canceling out typewriter. It is exactly what is happening. So the first thing is greed. That's why they won't succeed. The greed, they have been buried. See, greed has a time limit. Greed has its own term. Greed has its own lifetime. Greed has its own shelf life, where it has to give up to new ideas. So the second thing is awareness. The level of crypto awareness. Listen, there are 400 million Bitcoin wallets. Of course, most of them don't have up to 1 Bitcoin. Most of them don't even have up to 10% of a Bitcoin. But there are 400 million wallets of Bitcoin. And let's assume that one person has 3 wallets. You still have a massive number of, that's an army. That's a nation of people who are aware of cryptocurrency, even if we're only Bitcoin and Ethereum, they know. In most countries of the world where crypto has been adopted to some fair degree, if not all countries where it's been adopted, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the major ones that are traded. There are Bitcoin and Ethereum wallets everywhere. As I'm speaking to you, Michael Saylor and many other people are making yield on Bitcoin using River. Go, just check Bitcoin yield on River. If you have Bitcoin, you can go into River right now and start making cool money, 3.4% or thereabouts. I could be wrong, but I know it's above 3%. No bank will give you 3% on $1 million deposit. Maybe they are giving you, but I know that banks give their average reward for you giving them your money is 14 basis points. And what is a basis point? A basis point is 0.01. That's a basis point. So that's why you see them giving that measly amount on your savings account. And your money that you put in the bank for savings account, you put 10,000 in your savings in this country is useless. People sweat and work so hard to make $25 an hour, $20 an hour minimum wage, running around in the restaurant to serve people food, and they are waiting for tips. They save their tips. They put it in a savings account. The bank takes those tips. You save $5,000 worth of tips in 3 months. If you are working at a place where you have well tipped, they now take the tip, and somebody says, I need a loan of $5,000 to pay for a course. So they are allowed to give $45,000 on top of your $5,000. They made that law. You are not allowed to do that. And then they make so much money on your $5,000, but guess what happens? They don't share it with you. That's criminal. That's theft. And the time of that has come to an end. Everything. The Bible says there is a time for everything under heaven. So banks, as you know it, they are going under. Not right away. Give it another 5 to 10 years, they will not be able to survive what has come. In the same way that email eviscerated post mail, that's how, you can still post letters, but it's not like the way it used to be. Email has taken it over. Blockbuster disappeared at the advent of, Netflix. There was one before Netflix, but but Netflix eventually came and took it all over. Even Hollywood now is quaking at the advent of Netflix. Please like the video up to 50. You have 50 of you here. So number 3 reason why the banks will succeed is that, number 2, I said the awareness, the cat is out of the bag. Number 3 is crypto progress. There's a lot of progress that's been made in crypto. You can't divorce. There's no way. There's so much progress. Do you know? Look at Ripple, for example. They have applied to be a bank, a national bank. National bank. They're going to help all these other banks integrate crypto successfully. Forget about all these things that they are building their own stable coin. So if Bank A has their stable coin, Bank B has their stable coin, you are going back to the days of email before SMTP. When email was first created, you know what happened? The email companies could not talk together. AOL, Yahoo, and all of the others, they couldn't communicate. So what had to happen was that they had to, by law, create a system by which they could, interoperate. That is exactly what interoperability is with crypto. It's the same thing. History rhymes, history repeats itself. So the progress made in crypto. Look at when Brad Garlinghouse is talking. Does he have heirs around himself? That's the Ripple CEO. Does he say we are going to be the best crypto? Nobody can. He said there's room for everybody, but the everybody he's talking about is the 1% that will make it, because 99% of crypto companies and blockchains and sexes and dexes are going to go away, and it will remain a microcosm of what you see today. That's why you have to be careful what DeFi platform you are on. On my Patreon, I teach a little bit of DeFi, but I don't present. There's many DeFis. You can be on 20 DeFi platforms, but you got to be careful because you can put your money. Remember Balancer? Balancer was hacked 3 times because there's a lot of money in DeFi. PancakeSwap has a deep DeFi. On PancakeSwap, you can get in the liquidity pool, you can get as much as 20%, 30% APR. And in some cases, APY, compounding yield. Hello, my life. God bless you. So you want to know. So I was responding to a question by Lasso something, all right? And it took me somewhere I didn't really plan to go, but I'm enjoying it, all right? So the fourth reason why the banks will not succeed is that how can the yen be giving yield? The yen is, people are getting yield on the yen. People are getting yield from Chinese currency, from the Japanese and all of that. And then the US dollar pair for crypto, like USDC, like USDT, like PayPal USD, Stably, all of these other US dollar coins aren't going to issue yield. Are you crazy? You are going to kill the industry. This is just, grandstanding to see how we can come to the table. We've been around. We are old money. We've been playing this game. We know how to handle it. They are trying to keep you safe. The banks are trying to keep you safe. Like in COVID, they were trying to keep us safe. The banks are trying to keep you safe by helping you to keep your money. That's all they're trying to do. So let me tell you how I believe it's going to be resolved. All right. You can't ignore that all the BRICS countries are going to have their own stable coins, and they're going to offer yield on their stable coins. And they're leading the way. So America has to wake up. It's not a question of wake up. I think it's on purpose. Let everybody get settled, then we'll move. Because they are still the head of this empire, the American empire that has run for 250 years, that looks like it's coming to an end. So the only way to salvage what is left of the empire and to stop the hemorrhaging by stealing and warfare everywhere and death is to consolidate. And the power is in the currency. So you can't be getting yield on the yen and there'll be no yield on stable coins that represent the dollar. It's impossible. They're not going to let it happen. Especially when the current administration with President Trump at the top says he wants America to be the crypto capital. I mean, think of it. XRP, American. XLM, American. XDC, Singaporean. But they now have a headquarters in the US. They know what they're doing. They know the value of the US as far as World Trade is concerned. So they're there. All right? There's so many other cryptos that kind of came out of the US. So the US still leads the way. It's like getting several medals at the Olympics. Thank you for 71 people watching. Please like the video up to 71 and comment. All right? All right. Number 4 is US government is pro-crypto. Or number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. Number 5 is US government is pro-crypto. If the US government is pro-crypto, then you are definitely going to see things move. When the president will use executive orders. He will do whatever he has to do for the sake. Don't forget, midterm is already around the corner. So they have to pump the economy. Remember 2021? What happened, right? They have to do whatever they can to pump the economy, right? To get it to a place where everybody will be excited. I predict, personally, this is not a prophecy, but this is my prediction, that there will be a crash after a spike. There will be a crazy spike. Friends, I think we are going to see the kind of bull run we have never seen. Listen, if you have only been able to put 3,000 in crypto, you will be shocked where it will be. But you need to learn some skills. This is what I've been saying. People have to know how to move quickly. Quickly, look, I was watching a crypto 24 hours ago. This crypto has already done 300% from where it at its lowest point. So it means if you got in at the lowest point with $1,000, you'd have had 3,000 by this morning. $10,000 would have been 30,000 by this morning. Well, I had to go to church. I don't do crypto when I'm in church. After church, I can come and do a live if I want. You can see I'm still in my church garb, right? So, friends, listen. If you have invested in crypto, you have taken position for the first time in history. I don't know that much history, but I think it is. We have front run. And a time when people have civil liberties. In those days, you could not front run the king. You couldn't front run the Senate of Rome. You couldn't front run the elite of the world because they would just chop your head off. There was a time when holding gold was against the law. But because of civil liberties and democracy that has allowed people to have what they call individual rights, property rights, right? It will be very difficult now to do things the way it was done before. So we have front run the banks. We have front run the financial institutions. How do you front run them? You were able to get the assets. Now, how did we get the assets? Because they had to test it. They had to test to see if this thing is viable. And they were testing it without talking about it in the news. Because it's in the news that everybody knows what's going on. It's in the news. So they distract you. They talk about the things they don't want you. They want you to focus on so that you don't see what they are doing here. So slowly they were testing, but people found out it was leaked to family and friends to family and friends to family and all of that. Before you know what's happening, more people got to know about crypto. They started buying it. It was all meant to be tested. BTC, better testing coin. And so now they're ready to go full stream. And what do? They start paying. And again, I can't prove this, but think about it. From nowhere, you see the Washington Post, you see all these people, all this, you see even there is an article from, what's it called? Let me see if I can find it here. There is an article, right, from this, I'll pull it up. This article is actually a piece. I believe it's an attack piece on XRP. Okay. I believe it's an attack piece on XRP, to be honest with you. Where's this thing? It was talking about the Motley Fool. The Motley Fool recent article on XRP. You don't wake up in the morning and just write an article about XRP. Do you remember USA Today wrote an article last year saying the best 500 to invest is in XRP? Do you remember that? Now look at Motley Fool. The most recent article. Should you buy XRP while it's under $2.50? This was on January 17, 2026. By the way, my birthday was on January 16th. So I'm still celebrating. Okay. So should you buy XRP while it's under $2.50? January 17, 2026. XRP has dropped less than 40 cents from 40% from its July peak and is trading just above $2. And then the second article was prediction. XRP will hit $4 in 2026. Bullish counterpoint. This was on January 17th as well. And I believe it was the same article because what I did was to use Grok. Ripple will soar to this price by 2028, according to a Wall Street analyst, January 17, 2026. All right. References Standard Chartered analyst Jeffrey Kendrick, forecasting significant upside, 500% growth in 3 years. Okay. Ties it to cross-border efficiency advantage over Swift, but acknowledges ongoing debates about token necessity. Do you see the way they just throw in a poison pill? Look at the next one. One thing every XRP investor needs to know. January 16, 2026, on my birthday. Key warning. Key warning. There's a key warning. Ripple's recent conditional approval for a national bank charter to support its RLUSD stablecoin could allow stablecoins to replace XRP as a bridge asset in on-demand liquidity transactions. How is that a warning? They put a warning first, a key warning, and give you information that's factual and helpful. This highlights a potential structural risk where Ripple's company success doesn't directly translate to XRP token demand. What does that mean? So Ripple, who would you believe? The CEO says, everything we do, XRP is at the center of everything we do. So they buy G Treasury, they buy Rails, they buy Medico, they invest in PolySign through Otto Brito's ownership. What else did they do? They have invested in so many massive, massive companies. They put money into Flare, undisclosed. Whenever Ripple says, whenever you read and they say the amount they are spending on the Flare assets platform is undisclosed, what that means is that you are not meant to know how much. It's a whole bag of money they dropped in Flare assets. And Bitcoin is coming to Flare. Doge is coming to Flare. XLM is coming to Flare. Go and check it. It's all there. So you're telling me that, at a time when things are about to go parabolic, so a viral post circulated on X highlights monthly fool's recurring point. Ripple's business growth and Ripple net adoption do not automatically boost demand for XRP. Yes, and this is something people will believe because it's true. All of this that is happening does not boost the demand because the only thing that boosts the demand is when the hotel is built and all 500 rooms are occupied. Period. It's not like any other crypto. It's not like a meme coin. It has a purpose, and the purpose is not fully utilized yet. When that happens, all the hotels are filled up, everything is out. It ought to be. You say about the ETFs are the first floor of the hotel. The restaurants are in place. The parking lots, if you want to pay to park, and the people in the area, the hotel is making money with all other things. There's a laundry in the basement. All the restaurants can wash their dishes and wash everything for a fee. They can do all that. It's the main floor. The first floor is complete. So the ETFs occupy all that. But the second floor, the third floor, the fifth floor, it's not yet. Full adoption is not there. It can't be because you have to watch that movie, where Wade Ripple and Belumen are the key actors in that movie. What's the title of the movie? Elemental. It talks about these two cryptos, XLM and XRP. XRP, XLM, they are the head of the new. See, Bitcoin failed in what it was intended for. But one of the things that you have to understand, Bitcoin is valuable because, number one, it has no clawback feature. Number two, it cannot be frozen. It is one of the few cryptocurrencies that cannot be frozen. So they realized, man, we made a mistake. This product is too good when it comes to security, not security, but security in the area that if you own Bitcoin, the only way, if they don't want you, those in power, if they don't want you, the only way is to put you in jail or to kill the person. Because how else? But as long as the Bitcoin is there, you see it on the blockchain, but you can't do anything with it. Only the person with the keys can move it. Then you have zero knowledge proof, which is an improvement on Bitcoin. Things like Monero. Many others are just blockchains that don't know, really, they're not, they claim to be zero knowledge proof, but it's a diversion from the real one. There's always one that is true, and the rest are not exactly. So Zcash, problems. What's the other one? Manta, and all of them, one thing or the other. But Monero is where to go. So all of these things are things we have to know, things we have to prepare for. I've said them over and over. We repeat ourselves in this space because repetition is necessary to bring the point home. And we're always coming across these things, right? But a lot of the negativity has died down. People arguing over which one is the king and all that because they see Bitcoin has not applied to be a national bank. We need Bitcoin. I think it will fade into the corner at some point, but it will still be valuable, not in how much it's worth. It may even get there to 1 million. I don't know. People are saying it will be only 1 million. What I see is it's a store of value. And if it's not doing anything in the economy, well, it's a store of value. And if it cannot be frozen, people will put their money there. And if you do not want people to see how much of your assets are out there, whatever, nothing tied to you, then you need zero knowledge proof. ZKP, cryptos. All right. So I've just talked about why, the banks won't succeed. I did one of those shorts with that. But I wanted to kind of just tell you guys, say a few things here. And the title of this particular live, I have not even touched the title yet. So how long have I been on here? 24 minutes. Thank you all for joining me. So what was it that I was talking about with this live here? Let's go back to my title because I've kind of forgotten the title. Ooh, that's why I love the questions. I'm going to look at comments in a second. So the title of this live is Happy Sunday, Crypto Will Make You Wealthy. So let's talk about it. So I want to buy a cold wallet. Which one would you recommend? Can I purchase crypto using a cold wallet? Mary Nelson, you sent me an email. I already answered you. This is a question you're asking over and over. It's not that difficult. I told you what to buy. I sent you a link. It's up to you. You can choose to buy. You can buy Ledger. You can buy Decent. You can buy, if you want an expensive one for $500, you can buy Engrave. I send you the link. I can give you Engrave. It's one of the most secure wallets in the world you can ever find. All right. You can buy the Ellipal. People are a little bit scared of the Ellipal, but I have them. I have a Ellipal. I have a Tangem. I have all these things. I have the Tangem. The Tangem is the cheapest you can get, right? It works with your phone. Tangem. All right, Tangem, Tangem. Somebody put Tangem there in the comment for her. You don't have to use my link. I don't want to think I'm trying to make money off you. It's $5 if you buy it with my link, right? And then there's the Ledger. I like the Ledgers, particularly the Nano X. Yeah, there's newer ones. There's the Ledger Flex, but I like the Nano X. Okay, that's the Nano X, and I like it because it's clumsy. When it has to do with your money, you want it to be a little clumsy. You don't want it to be easy. See, that's the Ledger, and then you put your keys in, and if you miss your keys 3 times, it locks you out. Excellent piece. I don't know whether I should put this on my Patreon. I thought people are already knowledgeable about these things, so I don't want to waste your time trying to put things that you don't need on there. Obsidian, how you doing? God bless you. Sanjam is great, but depending on what you have invested. But I wanted to talk to you guys about something else today, about how crypto will make you wealthy. And so I've got some others. There's a Keystone wallet here. Yeah, there's different kinds. There's Cypher Rock, but I don't really like it. They asked me to sell their. I'm not gonna go there, but I just, it's not every wallet that I like. So I like the Decent. Decent is so good, and it works pretty well with DAG, Constellation DAG. So let me see the comments. Okay. Maybe the one you got. I've had Ledger Nano. I have 2 of them, and I have 2 of them here. I have actually 4 in this. Again, it's not. I don't believe that. I've had a good run with them. So maybe you have issues with the one. That's why I like to buy the earlier ones. And another thing you can do, guys, you can use any of your hardware wallets to control your software wallet. So let's say you have Phantom or you have Rabi wallet. Use your hardware wallet to control your assets on your or your hot wallet. This way you make your hot wallet a multi-sig wallet and you protect your assets. Please like the video. There's 79 people here, 78 people here. There was 88 at one time. If you like the video, it helps me a lot. It helps the channel. It helps people to know that we're out here. All right, more. So Empress, I wish you all the best. Do you have any other wallet, Empress? Happy birthday, Pastor. Thank you so much, Susan Savers. I appreciate you. Besides Bitcoin, what's a good crypto to invest in? XRP, XLM, XDC. Somebody put in the best cryptos. HBAR. HBAR is very cheap right now. I can give you other cryptos, but that's just, the ISOs are safe in my own opinion, and they're inexpensive right now. XRP, I think, will be one of the most expensive ones of them all. So you want to look at Algorand, you want to look at Corium, you want to look at Verge, you want to look at Cardano is cheap. Cardano, I see Cardano getting up to $48. So you want to stay in those types of cryptos. Cardano is less than $1 right now. Thank you, Dawit Dawit K Bethel. How you doing? God bless you. Johnny Mara, I need yields paid in XRP and auto compound also. Who's gonna give you? Okay, I have Decent and Tangem. Gonna buy Ellipal or Trezor next. Okay, that's cool. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I like Tangem. It's easy to use, but I don't really know what. What do you think of Pengu? What's Pengu? Is that a wallet or a crypto? I don't know. Thank you. Let me go to some of the older comments. Pastor, when will you stop feeding pearls to the swine? No, there's no way to know who is a swine. And there's swine in the crowd. But here's the reality, okay? If you want more, go to my Patreon. I have a Patreon account. It's called it's AH for Truth. Just look for AH for Truth. Join my Patreon. Join my Patreon. Honestly, you would be happy you did. Join my Patreon. Just go to my description and you see my Patreon link. I'll try to post it on here. Better will be coming. More stuff will be coming on Patreon as we go along. Even today, I was looking to make a. I was looking to make stuff, a video for Patreon, but I thought I would just do an audio. But then I ended up doing the live here because I want to give people more information, right? So there's so much happening right now, man. So AH for Truth on Patreon, and you find me there. AH for Truth on Patreon. You can't miss me. It's me. AH for Truth on Patreon. What's your thoughts on IOTA? IOTA. Oh yeah, I didn't mention it. Miota. Man, if I have money, I'll grab Miota. It's good. What's the price right now? Check it out. Miota is one of the ISO 222 blockchains. Don't when you say this, people will say, "Oh, but none of the cryptos are blockchain. They're ISO." Don't mind them. It's sorry, none of the cryptos. It's true. They don't label the cryptos ISO compliant. It's the blockchain that has to be. The way ISO 222 works, they are looking at the blockchain, not the crypto. Because if the blockchain is and all of its ecosystem is compliant, then the native asset will be compliant. The primary native asset will be compliant. Does that make sense? All right. So you have a hotel you are building, and there's a fire rating for the doors, and there's a fire rating for the hotel. The fire rating for the door is a component of the fire rating for the hotel as a whole. Same thing with plumbing. Same thing with anything. So anyway, Pastor. Let's see. Any more? God is good. God is faithful. That's why everybody needs a little BTC. I know. I want to buy a cold wallet. Which one? Okay, now I did that one. Princess, there's so much no person as Jesus. Pastor, you keep us motivated with your knowledge. Thank you so much. You keep me motivated by coming on here. I'm blessed. I also saw the IQ Man preferred. Mary Nelson. If you are very new to crypto, you don't understand. If you can afford a class with me, just send me a message and say, I would like to have a one-on-one with you. I don't do many anymore. I'm not really interested in the one-on-ones. But if I have somebody that's been following me for a while and they really are looking for stuff like this and they're asking questions, one thing I can do is not to assume everybody is at the same level. It's just to get on to Patreon and create a video that will help you. Or you can also say, can you spend time with me and show me some stuff? Then I can set up a time with you. And that would be a separate arrangement. So consulting for my time and all of that. I'm very busy, but I'd love to help you. So if there's somebody on here and you feel that you need that type of one-on-one, I can help you. Thank you, Bishop David Black. How you doing, my friend? Yes, Jesus loves you too. I believe in Jesus. God bless you. Hello, Chef Ike. How you doing? Can we do scalping strategy in Bitcoin? No, I don't know how to do that. I don't. Hello, Pastor AH. Hey, Lillian Weeks. How you doing? When the bank when a person missed 2 mortgage payments, the bank would throw them out head first. Almas, yes, I'm looking sharp. Thank you. I was in church today, but we should be looking sharp every day. Amen. Onarje, how you doing? God bless you. Okay, all right. I think I've caught up on the comments. Will the Trump ruling on Trump tariff? I don't think it will affect crypto. I don't think so. If it does, it'll always come back. Remember, news will do this, boom, to crypto, and then crypto will bounce back up again, right? That's the way it works. So for those of you who are in the Houston area, I'll be back there January 29th to February 1st. Or if you're in the US or even Canada, you want to fly out to Houston to join us for the conference. We have 4 seats left. Come join us. Send me an email. My email is in the description. I will send you the information you need about everything, how much to pay, and what it all includes, and then we'll take it from there. It's a very private session, and we won't disclose the location until payment is made. That's when we tell you where it's going to be. It's 4 days of crypto immersion. Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. All your food is covered. Very healthy, good food covered. Is Monad a good investment? What are your thoughts? I don't know. I'm not sure, Empress. Sorry about that, sir. I'm not sure if you're a sir or ma'am, but I apologize. I'm not really sure. I would need a one-on-one, sir. Okay, so send me an email and I will, then let me know. What's your crypto knowledge? What do you know? What don't you know? Because some people don't even know how to move their stuff. And if you're putting in $10,000 into crypto, you should be able to spend $350 to, and up to $1,000 to sit down and, the next course we're going to put for all coin will be $1,000 each per person. Why? There's a lot of information. So much has changed. Do you know how difficult it is to onboard people? Our people wanting to spend 40,000, 50,000, 100,000. Now they're excited. And a crypto bull run is coming. And that's when people start rushing to try to get in. So I'm just going to do, we're just going to do online classes. It says, I consider buying no matter the price, and when XRP gets utilized, I'll be ready and then rotate into silver and real estate. I agree with you. Smart. I don't know if I'll rotate everything into silver. Obsidian, I'm not sure I will do that. And the reason is because when you look at if you go and look at the plans for XRP way back in the day, then go back and look at Bitcoin plan way back in the day, you will see that it makes sense to keep your crypto assets. Digital assets aren't going to follow Bitcoin doctrine forever. Please, I beg you, listen to this. Obsidian, I'm just responding to your comment. I will still keep an asset. I will take profits and put them into, because when you put them into RWAs, it's there, real world assets. It's there. It's not going to go away. So then you keep certain, you have to have some. Remember how they say take your initial money and leave the house money to be running around playing within the ecosystem? That's what it is, because you will need it. XRP will be your gateway into a system that is run by the beast, the Antichrist. This is why the only way the Antichrist can defeat the church is for God to give it the authority, the power to do so. Go to Revelation. The Antichrist, the beast and the prophet, the false trinity could not destroy the church. The only way they could destroy the church was when God said, have at her. That was the only time. The bride of Christ cannot be destroyed. It's impossible, because the blood that was shed for us was not human blood. The blood, human blood, when it touches the ground, no earthquake. When Christ died, his blood dripped and went down his legs and touched the ground. Two things happened: earthquake and darkness covered the earth. Everywhere was dark. In fact, one of the soldiers had to say, this is indeed the Son of God, because they had never seen anything like it. Not even before the earthquake, because this was crazy. Blood fell on the ground and everywhere began to shake, because the life of God was shed. The life of the Creator was shed. So he took on death. He who knew no death, he who knew no sin, took on sin upon himself. He died, an experience that was falling to eternity. An experience falling to the giver, the issuer and maintainer of life, the sustainer of life, took on death for you and I, that we may come into a perfect harmony with the divine one. That's why Christ is the perfect mediator between God and man. All these charlatans running around saying they are not mediators, anything. Christ is the only one who's mediator. So understand that. So there will be a time where the church has to survive and thrive parallel to the Antichrist system. Remember, there are many Antichrists, and XRP will be your path in and out of the system. Because once you have it, they can't take it away from you. The thing about blockchain that you have to understand is that you can't stop it. You can't destroy it. So that's why some of them have clawback features. If you're a preacher, a pastor, or a Christian, they don't like your face, they claw back. That's why you have to learn everything you can. Join my Patreon, and let's continue the journey together. It's important for some of us who are doing the research and getting the knowledge and sharing it with you. You go and do your research too. But I think it makes sense to be part of something, and you can put a little bit of your own income in hard-earned income in it to be. I mean, to how would I say it? I mean, I don't think any one of us can be paid if we're called by God to do something. I don't think you can pay anybody who is called of God. I don't think anybody can pay you. No, you are worth more than gold. The most valuable resource on the planet is humanity. And we're not just a resource. But then when they hear human resources, you see what they're saying? We're not just an empty resource like gold and silver or something like that. We are living resources, living sacrifices, right? We breathe. So it's important when God has blessed some people with certain knowledge and grace, you go on. So that's why I created the Patreon. I didn't want to do it. People kept saying, oh, you need to have a Patreon. You need to have a Patreon. And I said, man, how do I do that and have this and that? But I see that it's valuable, and I've shared some of the things I'm doing in DeFi, and I've limited it so that I do not share things that people can easily lose their money. And then they say, oh, you are the one that showed us. So I've shown you where you can get 13% on your money, but you have to be locked into a certain kind of crypto. I've shown you where you can get 9% to 12% on your assets, but you have to lock into certain cryptos. And then I haven't done Flare, because I think Flare is everywhere. And if you want me to do Flare on the Patreon, just tell me about it. I can do that as well. Or I can just do a class on Flare and just show people what to do. Right now, you can borrow. One of our members on this channel yesterday told me they had borrowed money out of Kinetic and routed it out. So their XRP is earning 3.46%. Then they borrowed up to 40% of, I think up to 40 or 50% off there. You can, but I don't know how much they borrowed, but they borrowed money off of that at 2.36%. So think about it. If you have 10,000 worth of XRP on Kinetic, you can take 5,000, right? 5,000 as a loan. So you're getting 3.46 on your 10,000, which is approximately per annum you're getting, and it's an APY, not APR. So you're getting 3.46. Okay, then you borrow $4,500 because you have to be careful with your borrowing health so that you don't get liquidated. Even if price goes up, because you are at 40%, you're borrowing 4,000 out of your 10,000, you can use it in the real world. Just send it as USDC to a different account, right? A different platform, and then you can use it. Or you can just reinvest it in some other crypto. So what people are doing, this is one of the things I learned from Ben Armstrong. How many of you remember Ben Armstrong, that guy who was what was his name? A crypto something boy, bit boy, something like that. It was very famous way back in the day, and they had this, Ben Armstrong. Ben Armstrong, he had a beard like that. One thing I took from him, because I know he doesn't look like he ended very well. Some crime issues or police or legal issues, but he had something about him. He said something. He said how he was worth $25 million at the time. Now, I've not verified this, but that was the claim. Not he saying it, but based on what was out there. What he did was he took profit from cryptos that were doing well and he put them into cryptos that were not yet running, but had studied the fundamentals and knew they were going to run. So that's what he did. So for some of you, you may have good money, $100,000. I don't think you should be spreading it onto all the cryptos in the world. That's not wise. Find 2, 3, 4 cryptos, make them your major. How I would do it, I would take the blue chip cryptos. I would take the middle level cryptos. I would take, so let me put it this way, ISOs, non-ISOs. So in the ISOs, I'll look at XRP, that one, then take one other one like Algorand or XLM, or I'll go with XLM, then maybe XDC, spread it around if you have some heavy funds to put in. Then you go from there to the non-ISOs. My first pick from the non-ISOs, to be honest with you, would be Solana. I'm talking about what I know besides what God would have shown me. The Lord had revealed to me Solana in May. The cryptos that I have been revealed, that the Lord has revealed to me are Electronium, XRP, Constellation, DAG. What's the other one? There's some that I can't say on here. Sorry. I'll get banned. That's just it. The chat. I'll get my channel will get destroyed completely. You can't even say it. So, what other one? And some of these ones are just sitting there. Not much has happened to those cryptos. There's Solana, right? Wikicat, okay? And most of them were dreams or visions of the night. But the one that was not a vision of the night was an impression deep in my heart. I was flying back from Africa to Canada, and I heard the Lord say to me, get back into Wikicat now. You see, I had been holding Wikicat for almost 3 years, and I felt it wasn't moving. I sold my bags. In those days, if you bought Wikicat with $300, you would have a lot. There would be Wikicat all over the place, looking for a window to come in, and it's just all over. And because I got tired of waiting. And there are many of you today who are tired of waiting. Why are you tired of waiting? Crypto will make you wealthy. It will change your life. It will change your life. Crypto, I'm telling you, will change your life. You are positioned for all of the trillions coming. Don't buy the negativity you are hearing in the media is deliberate to wear you out. To wear you out. Give me some likes to 80, my friends, if you really like what I'm doing here. Don't let them wear you out, man. Hold on, because we have only a little way to go. I really believe that we are rounding the corner. Somebody may say, but heard this over and over again. We've heard it before. We heard it before. Listen, we have heard it before. So don't give up. So firelights, okay, well, you can stake your FXRP in the F Assets platform without going to Firelight. So that's what you got to do. So don't leave Firelight alone. Just within your F Assets, navigate down to, so you minted already. That's why you have FXRP. Then you go and take your FXRP and offer it. There are several pools, but some of them do. There are liquidity pools where you can lend. But here's the problem: only Kinetic allows you to borrow off of your the assets you lend to the platform. Okay. I'm not sure of the other. I have to go back because they're also changing and reviewing and upgrading what they're doing. So you can also go into FXRP with your Bifrost wallet, but I use Ledger. You are correct, my life. Can you explain how you got to that conclusion? Help us here. I think it'll be so. But here's what is happening. I really think that XRP should be more than that. But I think they will not do it. People say, no, it's 100 billion. I think it should be more. I think it should be somewhere between $10 and $27. That's my honest feeling. But one of the ways you get people out if you don't want them in is to just make sure that you stall and stall and stall. This price can be pumped up very easily, and all it has to do is for them to inject liquidity where it should go, and the price will pump. And people say, well, it's not that easy as that. Well, you know what? Manipulation exists. In any Wild West economy, that's what happens. Any Wild West market. Because when there's no regulation, people can do and undo. There's no rules to catch them, to say, no, you can't do this. So I think you're right on the money, my life. I really believe so. And that would not be bad for XRP, but people will be upset because they will say, well, look at Solana. It went all the way there. How come this? But people don't know. You see, you got to understand that Solana has only 500 million, is it 500 million, 400, thereabouts, supply circulating with a max of about 600 million. It's somewhere in the same range as Ethereum, right? So compare that to a crypto asset with a supply of 100 billion that has not yet fully matured in the market. It's been around for a while, but it's not matured. You know why? Because it's like a palm tree. The palm tree will take time to flourish. It's not corn, maize, no. It has a longer path to its maturity. Thank you, Empress. I appreciate you too. You are such a blessing. God bless you, my friend. Please join me on Patreon. Follow my Patreon. Don't do the free one. Don't do the $6 one. Go to $50. Go to $100 a month. Go to $199 a month. That's where you should be. $199 a month gets you everything. But it's very important. Go to those channels. A time will come we won't even be doing Patreon anymore. This is just for this season. This season will be over. And maybe the Patreon will be for a different thing entirely. But it only makes sense. I find that people are serious when they are involved in something that they put some of their sweat into. That's one of the ways to put sweat equity into something. No way, Thompson. How am I going to sell it? No way. Obani Biolubayo. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Top Ring. Oh, where have you been? Good evening. How's Germany? I've missed you, my friend. I wish I could see you. That's one of the young men on this channel. I really admire him. Hardworking guy. When I first met him, he told me what he was doing. I was impressed. Like, working hard. See, once you see this, you can't unsee it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. The world governments, they want to put us in a boxcar, and then they give us what to eat. Oh, you can't have beef. We will have the beef. To protect you from beef, we will give you insects. Pastor, I will implement your teaching into my overall strategy. This is a marathon for me, meaning I'm playing the long game, still working and stacking and praying and waiting. You can also do something. Always have the idea of the 3 to 4 bag strategy. If you have crypto, divide them into 3 bags. Bag A is profit, or sorry, bag A is swing trade bag. Bag B is profit bag. Bag C and D are forever bags. You don't touch them. All right. Yeah, and then don't be afraid to take profit, a little bit of profit to do something with. I told you about my son. He took a little bit of profit and put it into WikiCat, and WikiCat ran. He took that out of WikiCat and the profit, just a bit of profit, and then he put it into BNB. BNB ran. Remember when BNB went all the way to 1,150? He sold based on my and my wife's advice. Sell it, sell it. So he sold it, and he went to Best Buy, got himself a beautiful. We talked about this morning. Beautiful computer set, right? The screen. He couldn't believe it. Then I said, look at your chair is rotten. You can change that chair too. It's old. You can change it too. And you do it the same way. $20 in a particular meme coin can get you $2,000. And you take 1,000 or you and leave half of it and you put it in something else. Crypto right now, because this season will be over. The doors will close. This season, the way things are right now, I think it will change. Knowing that Ripple holds 40, controlling roughly 40 to 40%, how will XRP even get to $10 this year? There's no way Ripple will allow a 10k XRP. I don't see this until 2037. It's not them that are allowing it, it's the market maturing. I told you before, if you're building a hotel and your hotel has 500 rooms, when the 500 rooms are occupied, it will be fine. Remember that it was pre-mined. See, think. DJ Underground. Stop thinking that somebody is going to stop you. Stop focusing on Ripple. Have your XRP. The price will jump up. It'll surprise everybody. I'm telling you. Study the ecosystem. They deliberately release. Nobody can move that escrow. It's all time release. And they release $1 billion every month and take back 700. So there's 300 million. Listen. If a meme coin can jump so many based on a community, so many zeros, you are telling me that XRP will not. If you don't believe it, just sell it and do meme coins. You think it's going to take till 2037 for it to happen? The same way in which it jumps 7x, it'll do another 7x again from $3 to $4, 7x. Then another day it'll do another 7x. The day it'll do $1,000 overnight, jaws will drop, people will faint. Why? Because people have allowed the idea of market cap. Ripple XRP is not supposed to be bound by any market cap. It's like beans. It's like rice. What is the market cap for rice? It's a food crop. It's a commodity. Commodities, market cap is irrelevant with commodities. That is why they are trying to move Ripple XRP to CFTC for oversight, from under the SEC. The banks don't want it because the banks have the SEC at their jugular. They own the SEC. See, Securities and Exchange Commission, banks and financial institutions and hedge funds, all of them, they own the Securities and Exchange Commission, the stock market. They are the ones playing there. Now you have this new boy around the block who's now coming and now he's saying, oh, I've got this. I know what to do. I will do this. I will do that. No, they want to shut you down. So the question of whether it will get to $10 or not, I'm telling you, they don't have to. Why does everything have to be released for it to? So take the reverse. Do you see other cryptos that still have 1 billion supply? Go and check AVAX. It has 1 billion supply. So AVA, the travel crypto, it has 1 billion supply, but it's not. It's halfway. There's circulating halfway. And guess what? Even price is supply multiplied by, how do you get your value, right? Your price. It has to do with supply. But that is very important to understand how supply works. So you see cryptos flying high in a bull run when there's still so much room between circulation and maximum supply. So, and people believe that Ripple is the one manipulating the price. Maybe they do that. And by the way, if they're manipulating the price, is that the only one that's manipulated? Is Bitcoin not manipulated? Is USDT not the prop for Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin doesn't do really anything. It's a store of value. So if it's not producing anything, it's a store of value. And yet, the price, they mint USDT as they like. The USDT, the only coin, stable coin I know that's not been audited is USDT. That's why it may crash one day because, like, but I think they'll be around because they know how to play the game. Excuse me. OC Cat, Stronghold. Absolutely, I'm seeing the perspective coming into fruition. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't allow the all those conversations about we XRP, and then I'm diversified. You have to be diversified. But XRP is it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The ecosystem is unique. The ecosystem is very, very unique. And then they are buying. They're the company, their board of directors, who is who. You see all the people from government entering and they are working with, oh, come on, come on, come on. They are the big dog, and it's coming. Yes, I agree with you, Obsidian. I had a dream about it last year. I've never dreamed about crypto until that dream. Okay, there you go. So, my life, guys, my life is one of my OGs on here. Amazing, amazing lady. Is there a reason why the DeFi protocols are not connecting? Any chance of a one-on-one on this? What do you mean? Why the DeFi protocols are not connecting? What do you mean? I rarely do one-on-ones now. It has to be something that really, yeah, I do one-on-ones, but it's paid. It's not free. You know what I mean? Like it's my time is hard. I did one a time I was doing free one-on-ones just to get to know people on my channel. So just call me, we talk. But if you're wanting to learn something that I know that you don't know and you want me to help you, it's different. XRP has a 100 billion exactly. DJ Underground. It's 100 billion and it's pre-mined. Pre-mined. But then they held some in escrow. And it's part of the ecosystem. So, and people can't get their head around XRP being the new liquidity for the world, as well as other cryptos. See, if Bitcoin can get to 1 trillion, 2 trillion, but they say supply is low, well, why do you think that a big supply, once it's solving the problem that it ought to solve, won't explode in price? Yes, we'll eat T-bone steak in Jesus' name. Hey, Willett Wooden, how you doing? Hi. I think XRP will surpass ETH in the 2 years to go. Okay, I think so. I don't care. I got my, okay. People will FOMO in when the price goes high. That's always what happens. Will be good, but I think in the long run, it'll be out of the top 10. I think so. Hey, billionaire. I love you also from Canada. God bless you. David Schwartz created Bitcoin. Okay, well, whatever. Bitcoin is a test. XRP is a finished product. I agree. God made billionaire. Where do you see WikiCat in 5 years? I don't know. Where do you see it? I just think it will do well this bull run. So what I think you should do, just like with any other thing, I wouldn't sell all of my bags. That's the rather than what I see, if God hasn't shown me, I would just say, okay. Let me answer this question. What I see for WikiCat, what am I doing? Let me tell you what I'm doing. For WikiCat, I will hold WikiCat as long as I can. Let me tell you why. Nigeria is a very massive country. You see, Virgin Atlantic, we did not give up the Nigeria Lagos-London route because it was their most profitable route at one time. British Airways will never give up the longest London-Lagos route. It's very profitable because there are millions of Nigerians in London, in the UK to be precise, and as well as Europe. And they sometimes use London to access the rest of Europe. The flights are routed and then even discounted just to keep that busy bug going, right? So you get a lot of Lagos. It's very profitable. MTN was not big in South Africa. When they came to Nigeria, they exploded. Nigeria is a place where, you are looking at over 200 million people now. And even though there's widespread poverty, but it's an economy where a little change at a time, like think about it, 100 naira being spent almost every second to buy airtime. MTN became a household name in Africa. It was Nigeria that launched them. So when you look at all of this, And Nigeria has oil. It's not evenly distributed. That's why there's poverty, right? Okay, but a product like WikiCat, a crypto like WikiCat, will has done one thing. It has done what Shiba Inu has done as far as community recognition, acceptance, and adoption. There's 175,000 holders of the wallet. Last year, it was not up to that. Please confirm to me. Is it 175 or 175? Let me just confirm, because I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to say what is not true. So let's look at it. WikiCat has this. WikiCat price. So we see WikiCat, and we see that WikiCat has 155, sorry. So 155,000 holders. Do you know there were 35,000 holders as of April last year? Look at the number today. This is crazy. And there will be 10 of that. This is a $1 billion market cap asset. And from 1 billion is going to 4 billion, 5 billion. That's what I feel because of what I see happening. Why? In that economy, there will be landlords using WikiCat to collect rent. There will be people where the restaurant you pay with WikiCat. It'll become something that people just use because when value goes up, people have extra money to spend using that value. And it's adopted now. And people want to be, oh yeah, we don't want to do with America anymore. We don't want to deal with the Europe anymore. We want something African. And that's not a bad thing. Homegrown, even though it's dependent on technology that was started in North America. And of course, so you see what I'm saying? It's Web3 and the inclusion of people across the planet. Irrespective, a guy started with $35 in crypto a few years ago. He's made over $150,000 over that time. $35 because of meme coins. So the opportunity is massive, but people want to make money, but they don't have knowledge. They also hate to sit down and have somebody show them. So people buy a crypto, put it somewhere, and they are hoping that one day it'll just be so big money. Then they'll be able to go to their bank and say, I have crypto, can I sell it here? It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. At least buy silver, it will hit this year, maybe $1,000. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't have anything against silver, but it'll do very well. And anybody that has silver, congratulations, because you need money to buy silver too, right? At $82 now. When it was $30, people were shouting. I bought silver at $35. Do you have any free time tomorrow? You have to email me. I can't answer you on here. I have to look at my calendar. Yeah, just email me. I'm sure you have my email, but you would have to, I'm not, if people want to ask me questions, you have to book time, and I have a link in my description. You can use that and book some time. There's only one bridge coin taking over Swift. God King, what are you talking about? I don't know. Now, you're talking about silver now. You're talking about Swift. I'm not sure what you're on. Stay focused. Every check I pay myself by buying this. Exactly. Greetings to you, Pastor. What is your thought on Filecoin? I think it's a good product. I really don't know about it. I'm holding what I'm holding, but I've heard that it's a great product. I just think it might be good for people to be saying that because it seems to have a lot of good things going for it. Do your audit. You can audit it, see who's behind it. Look at the supply, Filecoin, like how many of it is available. That's an indicator of what is going to what's the supply like. You need to understand how supply works. I don't get all of it, but I do get a little bit, enough for me to make a decision. So Filecoin right now is at $1.51. It's interesting how it's dropped so much. All-time high was 150. My goodness, come on. What is it? What's let's look at the supply. So there is 1.95 billion FIL. So the maximum supply is not known. I'm not too comfortable with this. When the maximum supply is not known, I know XDC is that way too, but it's an ISO crypto. So that's that kind of so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I don't hold it. I don't hold this coin at all. But the holders, there's 153,000 holders. So some good things going for it. But yeah. There are some coins that are in the bull run as it explodes. You just take your money and run, right? Use a bridge coin to move money between the banks. Oh, okay, that's what you meant to say, God King. Exactly. Yes, I agree. I agree. XRP is a bridge coin to move money between the banks. 100%. It's obvious. Look at when they bought what's that thing called? Something broke the brokerage, the bank brokers. There is a company for, is it G Treasury? No, there's another one. Yeah, I have a list of the companies they bought so far. Billions. They did the most buying they did was last year, so it's getting closer. And then at the end of the year, they applied to become what? A national bank, a national trust bank for crypto. Woo! So no, they didn't buy Circle. They didn't. They offered, I think it was 20 billion for Circle, and Circle said no. So, but they're working together because right after Circle went on the XRP ledger with USDC. So if you go into your Zaman wallet right now, I told you all that download Zaman wallet, have a Zaman wallet, use it as a trap to catch flash crashes on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Connect GitHub to your Zaman. Hidden Road. Yes, Hidden Road. Momentum Sister. You're smart, man. Hidden Road. Yes, that's the one I always forget that one. Hidden Road. So, I mean, like, look at all those companies they have invested in. It's for a reason, it's for a purpose. All right, I think I'm done for today. Thank you so much. Crypto will make you wealthy. I came on here to say that, but some questions kind of diverted. I could have said that all in 30 minutes, but some questions made me kind of dig deeper into kind of stuff. My knowledge in crypto is kind of is basic. I'm not your big crypto guy who does all the analysis, technical analysis. I don't do all that. I try to reason crypto and using what God has shown me, like very, very basic things for people, so that people can understand. People get lost in this space. So yes, the brokerage company, I agree. What can you do with Zaman Wallet? Yeah, you could do. So with Zaman Wallet, you can set limit orders. Okay. And if you connect to GitHub, you go on. If you go on my Patreon, I have it on there how to use Zaman Wallet. But basically, you can use it to. Again, Zaman Wallet is a proprietary to XRP. It's like a toll gate on the XRP ledger. You have RLUSD there, you have USDC, but your USDC there is proprietary to the XRP ledger. All right. And then there's some stable coins there like Stably. You have to learn how to add trust lines to the XRP ledger. To the Zaman wallet. But these days it does it automatically for you. But sometimes you try and it won't do it automatically. So you have to know how to go into the XRP ledger and add it on the back end. Then you can use it to do limit orders. Like I said, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and other, for XRP too, because there could be flash crashes. What is a flash crash? A flash crash is a sudden drop in price. And flash crashes can happen in 2 seconds and you won't see it, but your bot will catch it. Because every time you do a limit order, your bot tells you what to do. So you tell your bot what you want it to do. And the bot can catch it in a fraction of a second. It won't miss it. Hey, Nate, how you doing? Yes, I had a great birthday. Thank you. It was on the 16th, my birthday, yeah. XRP is becoming a bank so they can give you. Well, it's not a commercial bank. It's a national trust bank. So maybe there will be an agreement between the National Trust Bank and the commercial bank. It's a little tricky because the commercial banks can't do crypto without hanging on to the central exchanges, hanging on to because right now, Coinbase is connected to your bank account. Kraken is connected to your bank account. What happens is that these banks are going to buy the exchanges out while they will reduce staff. They grow their business, but they'll cut staff because they are growing their business with effective tools, AI tools, etc., robotic, algorithmic tools, right? For today and the future. So they don't need those people who are just there saying banking can be this comfortable. Thank you. What can I do for you today? You need the balance? As if telling me about the balance. I can check it on my phone. You guys gave me a phone and everything to check my balance. So you need the balance, So you can't blame them. That's the work they're doing. But many of them are going to be cut off soon. So if you're working in the bank and you're a cashier and all that, your job is on the line. I'm sorry to say that. You have to find something else. And you have to begin to think. of the future, because they're just going to drop people. They don't care. They got their robots, they got their AI, they got all that stuff. They don't need you. Yes, I'm good. Greatness in the making. There you go. So I have Iraqi dinner. Oh my God, man. Why would you buy it if you didn't know? Like, you gotta, yeah, you hold it until the Iraqi dinar revalues, right? Right now, it's seriously devalued after the Iraqi war. There's that storm, so you gotta, yeah, it's gonna be revalued. When it's revalued, then you can exchange it for the US dollar or whatever currency or whatever country you're in. So you just have to determine, okay, so I have this, how do I exchange it for? Say it revalues at 30 cents and you've got 100,000 of it. That's 30K right there. And it might be even worth more than the dollar. Because the Kuwait money, right, is worth more than the dollar. You know that, right? It's one of the most valuable currencies. Michael Thomas, thank you too. I appreciate it. Thank you. What do you think of Phoenix on Ripple Ledger, the mascot of Ripple? I don't know. Are you engaging the ledger through First Ledger? Is that what you're doing, Chef Ike? Is that what you're doing? Phoenix meme. I don't know really. I have the Joey wallet. I see all of those memes. Some of them, like, you see how expensive they are. Have you noticed? Because their supply is so little. So my problem is liquidity. You always check liquidity, right? How liquid. So if you put your money in, can you pull it out? Yeah. So just because it's there, I'm not gonna, because you can go and add. Even inside the XRP ledger, they tell you, be careful. So because it's an open source system, the only thing that is private there is what the bank rails. You can't see what the banks are moving. That's why the XRP ledger, when you look at it, it has the mainnet, it has the test net, and it has the devnet, right? And then I think it has 3 or 4. Then it has the private ledger, 4 environments. And the private ledger is so designed because you shouldn't see what the banks are moving. Does that make sense? So the devnet is where they test products, or where they create products within the XRP ledger. Then the test net is where they test before they release it onto the mainnet. Then you have your private ledger for the banks and financial institutions. So another thing that one guy that said here earlier, this thing is going to be so expensive. It's not going to be $10. Sorry, because of people just, a lot of people just know Bitcoin and after that Ethereum, so they can't see beyond that. And I don't blame people because it's what's out there. Watch this. Have you thought about tokenization? Nothing has been tokenized anywhere until recently. Tokenization is taking what is existing that is immovable or what is movable, both, and putting them on the blockchain. So, and XRP will lead the way as well in tokenization. Solana is doing tokenization as we speak. So imagine a neighborhood where you live, all of the houses, the addresses, they take those addresses, tie them to an address on the blockchain, right? And put the value on the blockchain. Automatically, the algorithm, because it's math-based, works it in. So think about it. All real estate going on the ledger. As I'm telling you, I did a video here where I showed you a particular county in New Jersey. Those of you living in America